Max here, and today we're going to be taking a very quick look at Update 21 in regards to Harrow and his two signature weapons. I haven't tried any of the dual wielding yet. Fidget spinners really just aren't my thing. I will be looking at the glaive and all that kind of stuff later. I've heard of some pretty sick combos that I'll be checking out, but today I want to look at the Scourge, the Knell, and of course Harrow. Now, before anything happens, I am saying this now outright: Harrow is not a support frame. Harrow is a very strong solo frame with a couple of support niches, I guess might be the right word, probably not, but a couple of support side things that will help a little bit in very poor situations where you have either a bad team or a bad team setup, i.e. you're playing with randoms. But Harrow is very efficient by himself. I only have one form on him right now, and I'm partway through leveling him up. But this is my build so far. I will be throwing on Blind Rage for more power strength, and I will be throwing on Intensify and Overextended. So Intensify, Overextend, and Blind Rage are going to be in those 3 slots. Don't worry about efficiency, don't worry about range. Stack your duration and your strength, which is the only reason I'm not using Transient Fortitude, is to have my absolute maximum duration. Duration on him is the most important stat as far as I'm concerned, and strength basically helps you get a little bit more energy and a little bit more health for your bang for your buck, I guess. But it is going to be a pretty expensive build. I'm expecting it to be 3 forma minimum. Possible 4 forma. We'll see how that ends up, because my Blind Rage is not maxed out. Personally, I don't really see a point in maxing out Blind Rage. It has plenty of power strength. I usually leave it at 2 to the top. Some people leave it at 1, but I'll probably leave it just where it is. I might get another one and max it out, but we'll see. So we're just going to show you how this works real quick. So this is my Scourge build. Blast Corrosive works really good for this weapon, especially with the Fire Slam. You're getting quite a bit of knockdown when it comes to actual levels. With the Blast and the Corrosive, obviously, is innate on this weapon. Sewer Stripping Armor. I tried to lean more towards Corrosive by just stacking the Corrosive on there. I believe you can do Magnetic, Radiation, and Corrosive, which would be a really good build if you're running a melee with Condition Overload, but this is what I'm running right now. I will be checking out different configurations with it, and I'll be posting those individually as we go. But this works really well for Start Chart, and I've used this in 2 sorties already, and it works beautifully. The other weapon that came with him is the Knell, and as you can see, I have not leveled it up, like, at all. I'm not consistent at headshots at all. So getting headshots is not the easiest thing for me, and I will be practicing with this more, but it is very effective. I mean, it's got 1 bullet in the chamber. If you miss, you gotta reload, but reload speed is okay, so even if you miss, you're not punished too bad. But landing those headshots turn this into a kind of like a Tox Assist for 3 seconds. You have faster fire rate and unlimited ammo for 3 seconds, but it's refreshable. So it's like what a Tox Assist should be in the sniper form. It's actually a really good weapon from what I've seen, and in my experience with low level, if you can get those headshots, it's really good. As far as Harrow's fashion frame goes, I'm in love. There's very little not to like about him. The shiny metal bits stay shiny pretty much no matter what color you put on them. I went for a very primed-ish look here, with the solid golds and the orange accent that I usually go for, and then the kind of blue faded white, and then kind of like the gunmetal gray blackish accents. It's really cool. And then if you want to go the other way, red, black with a gunmetal, with a light gunmetal gray and more spikes, more sinister, kind of Stalker's Priest. quick rundown of his abilities. We'll just throw a few heavy gunners in here. Level 6. Level 20 is fine. So the way his passive works, double overshields, is every enemy you hit with his first. My range is crap right now. Every enemy you hit with his first gives you overshield. So 1600, 1750. That's based on power strength, is how much shield it gives you. Now, Firestorm and Blast on Scourge, as you can see, works very well. He's a very low level enemy, so he's dying really quickly. But as you can see, it procs either Corrosive or Blast, and you can lean this towards more Blast by simply taking out the mods for Corrosive. They don't really need to be there. It already has Corrosive on it, but you are going to sacrifice a slight hit to status chance. But to be honest, it's quite worth it. I will be making another setup with that, and I'll be talking about it later. Now with the Nell, and a headshot. See, when I hit a headshot, it becomes an unlimited ammo, fast-firing shooter, and you can hit headshots constantly. Now, the Nell is specifically designed for Harrow because of his first ability. I'll amp the level up here a bit. Go to 6. So, and it doesn't really matter what enemy you hit. If the enemy's strong, it doesn't matter. They give you the same amount of armor. Nell is specifically designed for Harrow because his 1 really opens up the head to being hit. So now I have unlimited ammo for that short amount of time. I'm wondering in situations like this, I have no energy right now. Let's do my Thurible. I'm probably going to go down here again. Okay, so I've got my Thurible up, which means every kill I get is going to give me energy. So like I said, I'm not the greatest at headshots. I still need more practice with Harrow because like I said, I'm not the greatest at headshots. But his first ability gives you shields every enemy you hit, which is why you want a little bit of range so you can hit a couple more enemies. But don't really worry too much of range. Throw an overextended on if you want. I would recommend just throwing stretch on, to be honest. I'll probably throw overextended on my A to see how it works, and then if I don't like the power decrease, I'll throw stretch back on. His 2, let's go here. His 2 is penance. You sacrifice all your shields in 2 hits, and it gives you a duration based on how many shields you have. So if you have maxed overshields on him, you will have up to 2 minutes of duration on it. And with my power build, once you get up there, I think it's close to 4 point something seconds per duration per 100 shields. So you don't have to sacrifice as many shields to get it back, so you don't have to have full shields to get 120 seconds, it'll be part. And you also get a fire rate buff and a reload buff, so if you're using something like the Tigress Prime for the reload buff, is amazing. The fire rate buff really helps weapons like the dual tox assist if you're going to be using the first and second in tandem to get those headshots to keep the weapon in its fastest firing rate mode. It also helps weapons like the Little Prime just melts through nullifiers and stuff like that even faster. Thurible, you just channel your energy, you give up your energy, and then every kill you get after that gives you energy in return. Obviously, headshots give you 4 times the amount of energy. He's a big headshot guy. Aim for the headshots, you'll get more energy in return, and everybody within a certain radius of you for his 1 and 2 will get healed either in energy for the Thurible. If they're within range of you when you get a kill, they will get energy. If they're in range of you when your penance is active, they will heal for a slight amount. And then his 4th ability is again very solo, very you-oriented. You hit your 4th ability, it'll spin up in the air, and every bit of damage you take for that 1/3 of the duration is absorbed into crit chance up to a maximum of 50% for body shots and 200% for headshots. Very, very good with things like the Nell, even with things like Tiger's Prime. Pellets are going to hit the head no matter what. It's pretty much good for any weapon. Crit chance is just awesome in general. It opens up to a lot of different weapon builds. You can use weapons that maybe weren't the greatest before. So, I mean, he's a really good solo frame. Not worrying about anybody else is a great thing. Honestly, my biggest problem with him is he was told to us to be based on a support frame, and support frames don't need to do all the work to do the supporting. Because if he's the one doing all the work, then who's there to support? So there we go. There's my 2 cents on Harrow and his signature weapons. One thing I did forget to mention is the thrown ability for his primary. If you throw it, then everybody in the area gets like a headshot thing so that it's easier to get headshots. I haven't found this to be the most useful. Don't get me wrong, it is useful, but it doesn't really suck bullets in from that far away. So use as you would, use at your own discretion pretty much. It will absorb bullets slightly more to the head, so if using a shotgun, more pellets will kind of be pulled to the head, so in higher levels it might help a little bit more. But to be honest, shotguns will probably benefit from it the most. So just keep that in mind. If you liked the video, press like. If you didn't like it, press dislike. Any kind of feedback at all is welcome in the comments. And what kind of videos you want to watch, what other Warframes you want me to do reviews on. And catch you guys in the next one.